Hello, humans and pets. Today, we're going to be trying some new beans that we found at the store. Plus,
they are seriously
some
delicious.
Pepper Delights.
Seriously delicious.
Apparently, they're good.
That's what it says right there. Seriously delicious.
This is batch number 5.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
They knew Serious Bean Co. made them. It's the perfect bean. Jalapeno and bacon. So it's pinto beans with applewood, smoked bacon, and real jalapenos. It sounds good.
I've never seen them before in the store.
So,
we happened to be walking through and we saw these, and Ryan's like, well, why don't we try that?
Yeah.
So, all right, so I thought you said, weren't these the... No, that was something else. That it was the chili that was the plant-based.
Yeah, no, these aren't plant-based.
Well, they are, because they're...
Well, they have bacon.
They're... Oh, yeah.
So...
All right. So
then we got this.
How juicy do you want the beans?
I'll just take some.
All right. I'm gonna do this for you. Without making a big mess like I did.
Yes.
All right. I might want some of it. I usually like to have a little bit of. I don't honestly normally eat beans without sauce. I like hot sauce.
Mm-hmm. And when we smelt it, it smells good.
Mm-hmm. Normally, even when Ryan was younger and if he wanted beans, I always doctor up, even if I just have a can of Bush's beans.
Yeah.
Always like a little mustard, a little other flavoring in there.
So,
and we usually do this. I usually cut up some onions, put in some other peppers, whatever it is.
Sounds like a good combination.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
You get a sweetness from the pepper.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think of it?
It's hot.
It is hot.
Not like spicy hot, but like hot.
Now, we've tried other ones. Like we had one, remember with the corn and the Mexican flavors and stuff? We had that one. I like that one.
I don't mind it.
Mm-mm.
I kind of enjoy it. I mean, if I was going to make a thing of beans, I'd already put jalapenos in it. So.
Well, I'm wondering in my head, these aren't bad as alone.
Yeah.
But even like any of the beans, whether it be Bush's baked beans or whatever baked beans.
They're not bad.
I don't mind them, but I use them as a starting point to me. Like to me,
yeah.
I like them, but I always like it with like, you know, we'll put barbecue sauce in it or we'll put some mustard. Usually I put both of those in there.
You get a little bit of the smokiness from the bacon.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sweet, kind of not really hot from the pepper. You just get that flavor throughout.
They're decent taste. It's a good tasting one.
And the beans aren't like mushy. So
it still has that brown sugar cinnamon, not cinnamon, brown sugar
taste.
Yeah,
like
like the regular baked bean flavor. Where when we had the Mexican one, it really came almost like a chili flavor. This one still has that baked bean. The beans themselves were actually good. They still had texture. They weren't mushy.
That's a big plus.
Yeah, and would this be excellent if we threw in some sausage of some sort and
hot dogs?
And what you usually
well, that's
hot
a main
dogs.
thing.
No, we usually put them in there anyways. You know, whether it be sausage or hot dogs or and some onions, maybe add some more peppers. I would like to hit it with a little hot sauce myself, but you can eat the rest of it. I got the other food downstairs.
I'm just gonna say I really enjoy this.
This isn't bad. This isn't bad. So they were relatively the same thing. I like them as much. I actually like it probably more than some of the Bushes because
they can get too sweet.
They're too sweet sometimes.
Yeah.
This has that flavor, but it's not overly sweet. So this one Uncle Michael brought over.
You can find them on Less Cash More Mash.
Yes, you can.
That's their channel. They have fun. They do whiskey reviews. So check them out.
So he had brought these over. I forgot what he had said. He was been eating them for a while, and
I'll show you this.
Got sick of it or something. But these are actually cherry peppers stuffed with prosciutto and provolone. I don't know if it's in a. Yeah. So I was telling Ryan when I was a kid or younger, I one of the jobs I had stopped at, actually Regatta Deli, was the first time I ever bought them myself. And they had these. And this is my only issue with them. You know, I guess you can eat olive oil, you know what I mean? But I bought them, I'm so excited because I'm like, Ryan's been doing it lately. I can just eat cherry peppers because I love the cherry pepper juice.
Is so good.
That's what he calls an oval pepper.
The oval pepper.
So, because I just love the juice in them.
Yeah.
So when I bought my first one of these with prosciutto and stuff in it, I was so disappointed because they put them in like olive oil, and then you get all this olive oil, and it's like,
I guess it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's try it. And to me, it's good, but that oily, it's kind of like, I don't like tuna fish in oil either. I always get the one that's in water. So I had a friend of mine that made his own and brought them to work one day. And those, he put in, like he ate all the regular peppers, you know what I mean? So he had the juice, and then he put them back in the actual juice instead of the olive oil. And they were just so much better. What do you think?
I think stuffing them is a good thing. I think it tastes better. I'm a big stuffed pepper guy. I think it's one of my favorite meals, to be honest. Stuffed peppers. You always have that one story. You shared it multiple times on the thing. I think I'm a stuffed pepper guy. I really enjoy it. There's a lot of things you can do with them. I don't mind it. I mean,
I actually like this one's actually
spicy.
Pretty good.
Mine wasn't.
The olive oil, mine wasn't either. And maybe it was just the one. The olive oil seems to dampen down like the spiciness. I don't know if it was or not.
You kind of get like sometimes when you get it in like that syrup juice stuff.
The juice itself.
They have more of a crunch, but that might also be because they're stuffed.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell.
Mine was very crunchy.
One thing.
See, this is the part
you're
I
missing
just don't like
when you stuff it. Is you're missing the seeds and the insides of the pepper.
Which is sometimes the hardest part.
Yeah, but it also adds the flavor and stuff, you know? I don't really taste the provolone, to be honest. You kind of just chase the meat. But it's not like a strong flavor.
Well, it depends how much,
you know,
they don't have a ton in there anyways.
Yeah.
I'll give you a cross section as long as I don't drip all over the place. I mean, I like them.
Yeah.
I do like them.
I do eat the whole thing. But I do like the other ones more. Like just the store brand, I don't know what to call it. Just the cherry peppers and the juice.
Right. So, like, to me, these would be better if we drain this juice and filled it with the other juice.
And we probably will.
And we probably will, because we do have a jar that is relatively empty.
Yeah.
But it's just that oil. And I know you can drink the oil. You know what I mean? Like, people say
do.
olive oil is actually supposed to be really good for you. But it's just, I don't know, it's a weird concept to me. But these are actually pretty good. Because I bet sometimes you get, like, olive oil is expensive.
Yeah.
And people actually, like Mr. Wonderful, actually collects it like wine. Like
it's expensive when you buy like the trash stuff. When you get the fancy stuff, it's really expensive.
It's really expensive, right?
Right.
It's not
crazy.
cheap, right? When you get some olive oils taste terrible. Like I bought some, like, because it's supposed to be better to cook with, right? So I bought, like you said, I'm cheap, so I'm gonna buy the cheap one. And again, the cheap one for a little thing was still like $10 for this tiny little. And I brought it home, and I put it on something, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's terrible!" Like it tasted bad. Like it was wrecking my food. Like I ended up. I didn't want to use it.
It could be just an acquired taste, but like the fancy stuff is it can be bad though. And then you have the people who like put the herbs and the trees inside of the olive oil.
Yeah.
And they let it sit for 18 years.
Grampy made us one time. He put hot peppers in it. and was gonna give it to me as a Christmas gift because someone had given him one, but it exploded like a volcano because there was pressure somehow, and it actually blew all over his closet. He had it hiding in the closet, and it exploded. So we never ended up getting it because I always thought that would be cool because the one he had, we had tried it. Like I put it in, and it really does spice up the. It's like when if you go to a fancy Italian restaurant, a lot of times they'll have the garlic, they'll have the olive oil with all the herbs and stuff, and you dip your little crusty bread in it.
Yeah,
and you
the
eat
crusty
it and
bread.
Yeah. So and it's really good when you get cooked. And it's funny, the one time I actually went to like a fancy Italian restaurant.
Olive Garden.
Not Olive Garden, because your mother's not a. She says she doesn't like Italian, but she seems to make pasta all the time. But anyways, long story short, we like people actually take the olive oil because it's supposed to enhance flavor of like
They
pasta.
put it on their food.
They put it on like this.
Yeah.
Like they had the fancy bottles on the table, and I'm looking around and people are like pouring it all over their pasta, and I'm like, that just to me sounds disgusting. It's probably the proper thing to do. So don't yell at me.
Yeah.
But it's just when you grow up one way and you see people doing other things, you're like, what are they doing?
Unless it's like a really good oil.
Well, I'd always said, like, why do they have olive oil on the table? You cook with that stuff. But people were actually pouring it on their pasta.
I mean, some people mix it in with their drinks, too. Like their teas.
I don't know.
I've seen that before. Like, I've seen recipes for, like, olive oil tea. And it's like, make this olive oil and then put it in tea, and it's like 10 times better.
Yeah.
I'm kind of afraid to do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I've kind of steered off of all oils just because of, after watching all the doctors saying some of this process.
Oil's bad, oil's good.
Sometimes the processed stuff is worse than like, people paid off people to say, stop eating butter and do all these corn oils. But now they're coming out on the contrary saying that processed stuff is so much worse for you.
But let's be real here. I'm buying the cheaper stuff and I'm buying the stuff that tastes good. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't, at least at my age, I don't care about not eating oil.
No. Again, to me, these are just when you eat them. It kind of freaks me out. It makes me feel weird.
It's just different from what we're used to, I guess.
Nah.
Well,
it's
just not as good.
I just think like that much oil it can't be good for you. But like you said, people do it. Then again, people drink pickle juice, and that's not good for you either. So
people chug that stuff.
Right. So it is what it is. But overall, I would buy those beans again. I mean, to me, like something like that, kind of like when we ate the it wasn't Hormel chili, but when we ate the plant-based chili the other day. Ones. To me, that's a starting point. You know what I mean? Like I won't sit down and just eat that can of beans. I'll pour in a few of them, but we'll already saute up some onions and peppers and some kind of a meat, and then add it all together and kind of make a whole thing out of it. Other than that, like I don't just eat baked beans. You know what I mean?
I like them. This is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, that came out of the can. Out of the can,
correct. So. And that's why I said I do think I like them better than a lot of the flavors of any of the name brand. They're just as good. Their beans were actually really good. Sometimes you get them and your beans are like too mushy and they're not there. Like it was still a decent quality. You can't like them too much though because he didn't eat the rest of them. I figured this was for him.
Oh no, I'm gonna eat that afterwards.
No, all right. So. But these are good too. So thank you, Mike, for bringing these. I actually like these. I will probably though rinse them, get rid of the oil, and put the other, and then see if you like them better.
Yeah.
Like it'll still have oil on them, but we'll mix them into the
juice
the actual juice.
I like because then the pepper sucks up the juice. I'd rather have it suck up the juice than suck up the oil.
Well, because
when you bite into this, it reminds me of a sponge.
It's just
like when you have like a really wet sponge and you take a bite out of it and then it just like releases.
Yeah. The whole point of eating the pepper is because that juice is so good. That's my favorite.
Well, the pepper's delicious too.
The pepper's good.
It's good because of the juice.
The juice, for instance, I had bought fresh Serrano peppers. We put it in one of the meals that I just did, and when I made some cream cheese. Anyways, I had a couple left over, and So I diced them up and I threw them in
Yeah.
the juice. Well, now that same pepper that was hot and delicious, now it's flavorful, hot and delicious. And then I took that and I stuck it in a bean mixture that we just made the other day. And then you get that nice vinegar pop. Like, that's a good part of the normal juice, is it's got that nice vinegar, where the olive oil is like
oil pop.
nah. Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to say it, is it's kind of like a sponge.
I mean, the sad part is with this, I mean, this would actually be
the concept sounds great.
It would actually probably be a good oil to cook with. Like if you were gonna put it down on the bottom of a pan, you know what I mean? Like because it actually has the meat flavor. You can really taste the prosciutto in the oil. I was trying to see if there was any heat.
You know, just drink
To
some
where,
oil.
well, no, I was trying to see if there was any heat. So like if you were to, like the pepper, spread out into it a little bit, because then like if you put it like as a base when you're sauteing up onions, your onions will get that flavor.
Yeah.
Kind of like where I use the bacon grease and stuff like that.
What I can say is these are all right.
Yep.
These are great.
They're very good.
And that's
it. So we'll wrap this review up there. So if you happen to see them, they were just, it was something we had never seen before. So we were like, yeah, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
I like them. I would get them again. I like it as just a little side dish anyway. So there you go. So there is our review. Well, thank you guys for watching, or girls, or pets, or
pets,
aliens, or anyone else that is watching us at this time. And hope you enjoyed the video.